Good morning, good morning. How are y'all doing today? Today is February 5th, 2026. It is 7:30, market just opened, and QQQ is continuing to sell off. It just broke below $600 support range, which is insane. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your morning. I know I am. It's a little cold here in northern New Mexico. So, yeah, I got on the winter gear, something to keep me nice and warm. But yeah, the markets are selling off. It's crazy. Another day. Now, we did cover Google earnings yesterday after market close. Google Alphabet, as you can see here, it's sold off to 308, pushed up to 348, and it looks like it's right back down. It's at 307.50, had a low of 306.52. So we'll see. Does Google continue to sell off? It's crazy because it beat its earnings, but people just don't like how much money they're about to spend on AI, research and development, stuff like that. So very interesting to see for sure. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Everything looks good. We got our link shared with the team. You guys can hear me okay. Internet's not the greatest today, even though it's Starlink. It should be amazing. Wow. But that's just the way it goes. All right, so QQQ, Google selling off. Down to $5.99. We'll see if it recovers here. That'd be great if it does. Also, a company that we've been trading for a while. What do you guys think? What do you think I'm gonna say? Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down to 70,000, creating a new support level. Pushed down to 69,121 on the overnight session. MSTZ pushed all the way up to 23.97, guys. Is that insane? MSTZ pushed up to basically $24. I thought 23 was high yesterday. This thing is just skyrocketing up. It is just pushing, pushing, pushing. It is insane. We used to trade this between $10 and $17. Now this thing is trading at highs of $24. Now this is, of course, is a double leveraged inverse ETF for MSTR. And as MSTR sells off all the way down to 118.94 today, remember, MSTR does report its earnings today after the market closes. So I'm excited to see exactly what happens with that. Looks like it's trying to consolidate a little, but 118 is an insane number. Now this can go as low as $100. It can even go down to $40, $50, $30, $20. So it's very interesting to see MSTR continuing to sell off. And I'm kind of upset with it, right? I'm kind of upset that I've been day trading this thing for at least a month or so, right? Trading it continuously, and I could have just held. I could have just held this position. Let me see if I can get in here. Check this out. I've been day trading this thing every single day, shorting MSTR, and I could have been holding since 10 and just let it ride. Holding since 13 or 14 or $15 and letting it ride up. So even right here, when it broke above the moving average to where it is now, it's a 62% profit, or $9 per share on shorting MSTR. Now, who would have known that Bitcoin would have crashed this soon, this fast? But hey, it is what it is. So if you think that Bitcoin can push up from 70, maybe MSTU is your play. This can push up pretty aggressively. It is 2 times triple leveraged, or 2 times double leveraged, right? So If you think MSTR will recover here, then you can actually get into MSTU. I'm not recommending it, as I believe Bitcoin can sell off even more, but doesn't mean it can't recover either. So yeah, what a crazy day already. Remember, MSTR does report its earnings today. QQQ holding above 600. We'll see if it does hold. Let's see, what are some other companies reporting earnings? You guys can see that in the Discord as well. Weekly economic calendar. Let's see, today we have, who do we have today? We got ConocoPhillips this morning, Energizer, Shell, Estee Lauder. And after close, we have Amazon, Irene, and MicroStrategy, Roblox, Reddit, Affirm, Microchip, and Barrick Gold, all after close today. So if you guys would like me to stream the earnings live like we did yesterday for Google Alphabet, then definitely smash the like button on this video, and I could go live during those earnings and we can see how the market reacts together in a live stream this afternoon around 2 p.m. my time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. QQQ pushing up. Now I did buy a few more shares of SoFi down at $20. Bought a few more shares of Netflix at 81 and a very nice push. I bought a few more shares of Hood at 76. And I did buy some more shares of AG&C down at 11.45. So yeah, liking what I'm seeing here. Basically just adding to my position, nothing crazy, just adding to my position as it makes sense to me. Chart settings. Cost basis is still extremely high. 2268 is my cost basis. Hood, my cost basis on Hood is 102. Everything's pushing with the market slightly, which is nice. AG&C now 40 shares at 1172. Netflix is pushing. Netflix is pushing. It's at 85. I mean, this could really pump up, guys. Good. SoFi. Cool. So that's what's going on with my trades. We're just focusing on getting a better average right now on some of these positions. So, you know, it's a little different swing trading than it is day trading. So I want you guys to understand that. Swing trading is a very different world than day trading. You could still day trade and swing trade and do both, but I'm comfortable just easing into these positions at these oversold levels. You know, the market goes down a little more, we could buy a little bit more tomorrow or next week. If it begins to go up, then we could definitely push on the gas and we could add more to those positions as well. So this would be a good time to be dollar cost averaging, as we don't know if the market can continue to sell off or if it'll begin to recover. What you don't want is to miss out on the opportunities to buy these companies at a discounted price, like back in 2021, 2022. Getting a discount on these companies and then they recover. This one's 40% SoFi is down, and then it recovers and you're like, man, I should have bought the dip on that. That was a 60% move. I didn't even try. I just, the market's rigged. And then you start getting discouraged. And that is how you go from being, super optimistic and excited about the market to now just upset and frustrated and discouraged. Netflix is at an extreme discount right now. Extreme discount to where you can make 54% when it goes back up to those highs. Hood is at an extreme discount. Hood is down 50% off when you go to the store and you buy an item, right? When this does begin to recover, that's almost a full 100% return. Even Disney's looking good. Oracle's down like crazy, 145. Nvidia's slightly discounted from $212. It's down 20%. 20%, guys. So Nvidia definitely would be solid. Amazon, solid company to get into. They report earnings today, so excited to see what happens there. Google, Alphabet, again, if you could, Apple. Apple's discounted, a 15% discount on Apple. AMD is extremely discounted at $202, a 27% discount. All these companies have the ability to continue to push higher. Google down at 324. It's like, I want to buy all of this stuff, right? Start putting money into them. Maybe more so in my investing account, but I still want to show you guys the power of swing trading in our public account. But yeah, it's insane the discounts that you can get with these companies right now. Tesla at 398, right? You don't want to miss out on these opportunities. Tesla's down 23%. That's potentially a 23% discount. That's amazing. How much could it recover from this level? 25%. Microsoft selling off. Meta selling off. QQQ's at 603. Okay, it's actually pumping very nice. The market has been selling off for literally the whole week. We'll see if it begins to push up. It's had a $600 support before for the NASDAQ, all the way up to 627. We'll see if it does. See if it begins to push up. But remember, the market can do whatever the market wants. It's not against you, doesn't care about you, doesn't care about me. If it wants to rally after selling off for 3 days, 4 days, then it will. If it begins to sell off further, then there's nothing we can do about that either. But right now it looks like it's holding really well above 603.85. SoFi back above $20. Netflix up to $83 at one point just now. Hood up to 79 from 76. See where crypto's at. Crypto's holding above 70,000. It's at 69,121 was its sell-off point today. MSTR at 122, so it's finding a little bit of support here around 118. But man, this thing's sold off like crazy. It's been selling off. We've been trading it, making some decent money. I still wouldn't go long, no matter how low MSTR goes. I would not go long on this. It is a Bitcoin treasury at this point. That's all it does. It just holds Bitcoin. And then Michael Saylor literally dilutes shareholders' borrows money against him to buy more shares. What's the point of that? What's the point in diluting their shareholders to buy more shares? It's there's no point in that, guys. If you're gonna buy Bitcoin, you might as well just straight up buy Bitcoin itself. But don't buy into a company that continues to dilute their shareholders just to try to save himself and make a few extra dollars, right? Look at this. Down 75% from not even all-time highs. This was right around 454. Now look, from all-time highs of 543. That is literally a 78% sell-off on MSTR. Isn't that insane? Don't get caught up in the hype from these companies, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing your money. There's people bag holding MSTR from 500, 400, 300, 200, and they all say the same thing. It's going to go up. It's going to recover. Buy more, buy more. They're telling you to buy MSTR. That's crazy, right? I would never tell you to buy or sell anything, much less to buy MSTR. How are you guys all doing, I hope? Drop in the comments where you guys are watching from. Remember, these live streams are going to eventually go away to the public. The only place you will be able to watch me trade live is in the Discord with our Learn to Earn team. If you want to join, it is lifetime access, and it is 100% free to our first 1,000 members. We just crossed over 730 members, I believe, so we have less than 200 spots available. You could click the first link in the description, lock in your spot for lifetime access. You'll never be charged, even when I upgrade our lesson library, right? Our Learn to Earn lesson library, when I upgrade it, when I upgrade the Discord to, Learn to Earn 2.0, you will never be charged. All right. Even when you do get in for a small fee, it's a one-time fee. So yeah, I'm excited. We're updating the course as we speak, talking all about basically taking you from zero knowledge of the stock market and how to trade to 100% knowing the indicators, technical terms, and being more confident and comfortable when you are taking your first trade. We talk about how to set up your brokerage account with WEBULL, which you can set that up if you use the link in the comment section, or the, third, fourth, maybe even fifth link down below in the description. You will get free shares for signing up, guys. It is free money, so why not take advantage of that? It's like signing up for, a new bank account, and they give you $100 for creating a new checking account, right? Same thing with this. You're opening a brokerage, you're using someone's link. It doesn't necessarily have to be my link, but if you use somebody's link, then you will get a free share, and the other person whose link you used will get some free shares as well. And then if you don't want to use WEBULL, then you don't have to, right? Just get in, get your free money, cash out, and move on, right? But if you like WEBULL, you like the platform I'm using, then definitely consider joining with someone's link for that free cash. Also, you get access to our Discord private chat room. So a lot of great benefits when it comes to joining our Learn to Earn team. Here we go, QQQ pushing up to 603. Now there is some consolidation here above the 200-day moving average. So, usually when you see a lot of consolidation, you'll see a reversal in the pattern. So as the pattern is selling off, consolidation pushes up, consolidation pushes down, consolidation pushes up. So we'll see if that happens, or does it continue to just simply go up? But you see this, like, little bit of consolidation, got a retest off of 600 support, got a retest off a moving average, and then you have this consolidation. That usually means there's a battleground there between buyers and sellers. It could either sell off, or it looks like it's going to begin to rally, which is amazing. That's great for us. We want it to rally. I'm ready for it to the market to sell off more so I could buy more cheap shares for these swing trades, or if it recovers, then we finally get to take advantage of our trading plan and lock in some profits. So it looks like, here we go, we got our main chat room pulled up here on the Discord. I wanted to showcase that to you. First link in the description, first pinned comment, and you can see our Learn to Earn team. We have our main chat room. Usually you start here, you'll see this, and we have our Learn to Earn lesson library link in the Start Here section. You kind of get to see a feel of like my account size on this public account. I need to update that actually. It is quite a bit higher than this now. Actually, we could update it since right now we're at just crossed over 2,500, right? And we're slowly growing our account throughout the year. We started with 2,000 in January. It's now the beginning of February. Already cleared over $400 in January. Another $100 this week. So we're up to 2,500, not counting our swing trades, unrealized losses or unrealized gains. But this is how much we have actual cash, and we're slowly growing this account over time. So by the end of the year, we're hoping to cross over, 10,000. In Robinhood as well. So that's something I like to use for long term. I like the graphs. I like the information that it gives you. And then we got my favorite indicators are the EMA, the MA, the RSI, and the MACD. In the Learn to Earn course, I talk about all four. Favorite setups are day trading oversold reversals. So when a company sells off pretty aggressively, kind of like the entire market is doing now, I like to, of course, buy the dip, as they were to say. And my biggest focus is direction is your friend and risk management. If we're trying to aim to day trade and make 2%, 5%, 10% on a trade, then we want to make sure we're only risking about 1 to 2%, right? We don't want to risk 50% to make 2%, right? That'd be backwards. And then, of course, my criteria, ascending or horizontal patterns. Ensure you're getting a good deal, which is be oversold. What we talked about, margin of profit, opportunity cost, plus 3% or more. Candle actively trending above the 180-day EMA, which would technically be the 200-day MA. EMA line pointing up, showing an uptrend right here, the blue line. And once this crosses over the blue line, the 45 EMA with the 200 MA, the green line, then we can see this really skyrocket. I love those type of setups. And remember, and what I always remind myself is to plan your trade. Where are you going to buy? Where are you going to sell? Where is your stop loss going to be? And where is your take profit going to be before taking position? Every time, right? You need to understand, okay, hey, this trade, I could lose $10 or $20 or $100 or $50, whatever your risk is. And I know where I'm going to stop. And then this is how much it can make me, right? And understanding the worst case scenario to play defense is always going to be the best thing. All right, welcoming new members. Looks like we got quite a few new members now in February as well. These are all of our new members coming in. So I just want to say welcome. I think I'll do this maybe on a weekly basis. Maybe we'll do it like on a Monday because it's the beginning of the week. Or maybe we'll do it on a Friday, or maybe we'll even do it daily. But we got David L, welcome. Job Trades, welcome. Trucking and Trading, welcome to the team. And then we have Stroby, White Wolf, and QD all joining this week. So we got new members. Again, we are crossing over quite a few members, guys. We have, if we go to the show this, we have 38 online. And we have 685 offline right now. They just could not wake up in time to join us in this live stream. So 38 and 684. Yeah, it's like 620, 720, 730 members. And once we hit 1,000 members, you will have to pay a one-time fee to get access. If you guys missed live Google earnings report 2026 yesterday, that was a great live stream to watch. We covered Google earnings and how it affected the market. We went over some other things as well. We went over my swing trades a little bit more in depth. Sunday stock talks are always great videos to watch. And then if you're wanting to make $100 a day, this talks about how much money you would need to make $100 a day in the stock market. So a lot of great stuff here. The difference between a good loss and a bad loss. Simple and effective trading strategy that makes me 2% a day. And then there's also a link for you to fund any amount. So you could put $1 into WEBULL and you can get up to 75 free shares just for signing up, guys. Okay. Trade ideas. I do put my trade ideas in here. As far as when I buy and sell, when I add to my position, when we're not live, as well as, earnings, right? Earnings season is upon us. So PayPal being down 16%, AMD down as well, 13-14%. AMD is now at $200. It was at $242 yesterday. SMCI up 7%. So, and then here's all of our past live day trading sessions. We have literally, I think it's over 200 live streams, maybe even 300, going all the way back to May 2024. So we have all of 2024, all of 2025, a live stream archive for you to go back and look. There's pre-market momentum trading styles, there's swing trading styles, there's day trading styles, there's days that we've made $100, $200, there's days we've lost money, there's days we've only made 20, 30 bucks. So a very cool archive to have. Remember, MSTR does report earnings. Remember, it hits its lowest level since September of 2024. Okay, so it gave back all of its profits from 2025. Company's Bitcoin position nears a negative $3 billion loss. So they're going to have a $3 billion unrealized loss. Stock's down 78% since November 2024. Michael Saylor's going to be sweating. He's going to have some explaining to do to his shareholders. So we also got a trade recap area where you guys can go, not just myself, but other people can share their trade recaps with the team, what they did good, what they did bad, what they can work on. If you're not journaling your trades, you definitely should be. Crypto chat, profits chat. We have people making profits in here. You could check that out. Off topic chat. And then our weekly economic calendar is in here as well, which gives us, of course, Amazon, Irene, strategy, today after close, Roblox, Reddit. So we'll cover that live if you guys want us to. Charts and patterns. And then if you go down just a little further, we have freebies. Our freebies is literally our target profit per day calculator. You guys would be able to, say you want to make $100 a day at a 3% profit. It tells you exactly how much money you would need to make that much in a very nice, easy to use plug and play formula that is free to you. It's a Google Doc. And then this one here, the growth calculator. So say you're making 2% a day, you have $2,000. That's 10% a week, 40% a month, and it shows you how the compound effect begins to work. As your account size goes up, you're still making 2% a day, but you begin to make more money every month with that. So that is also a free tool you guys can use when you join our Discord. So you get a lot of access to a lot of great stuff. QQQ back down to $600. As you can see here, this is exactly what you're talking about. How it consolidates after a big push, it consolidates and then curls over and changes direction. Now direction has been changed. It is actively selling off. Hood is also down. So that's why I didn't buy up here. I bought some down here. SoFi selling off. Netflix coming down slightly, but not as aggressive as, say, Hood or SoFi. Let's see what Bitcoin look like. 69,282. MSTR down to 116. So MSTZ up to 2044. I was thinking it'd go up to $25, and it did very easily. Another 8% on the day. If you had 100 shares, that would be $184 and rising. But it's to the point where Bitcoin is selling off so much that MSTR is also selling off. I don't want to play the earnings. You know, if somehow Michael Saylor saves this company by a false report or somehow fudging the numbers to where it makes the company look better or anything, this thing could really skyrocket up, right? Doesn't mean it has to. But wow, it's been a week of selling pressure, not only for Bitcoin, several other companies like MSTR and QQQ, you know. Very crazy to see here, guys. Very crazy. Yeah, I'm excited about the direction for our Learn to Earn team and for our community that we are growing. I think I'm getting sick again, guys. Jeez Louise, I was sick 3 times in January. Now possibly getting sick in February. SoFi selling off. Really, there's only a few companies I actually really care about. I mean, there's a lot of companies I like to pick up more of in this account. Even Nvidia is doing decent, right? Oh, Jolt's job report came out, guys. So, you know, not only do you have other stuff happening in the market, right? You still have to worry about all the reports that are coming out. We have earnings season, right? Which is big. We have companies reporting their earnings, which will drive the price up or down. But we also have earnings, or we also have our economic calendar, all of our reports. We got jobless claims, we got JOLTS, we got the PPI, the CPI, we got the FOMC rate cut, you know, meetings, and these are usually weekly, if not monthly, right? So let's see, continuing job claims better than expected at 1,844. Okay, so slightly better than expected. Initial jobless claims worse than expected. They had a forecast of 212,000, and initial jobless claims came in at 231,000. Jobless claims 4-week average is about the same. Jolt's job openings worse than expected. So it says forecast was 7.2 million. It came in at 6.54. So it's actually pretty bad, to be honest. Pretty bad indeed. I'll showcase that to you guys. I don't want to hurt your eyes, though. Let's see here. This is what I'm looking at. Real-time economic calendar. Right, so continuing jobless claims came in better. Initial jobless claims came in worse. Jolt's job opening came in worse as well. This week, let's see what we have going on this week. Monday we had, of course, all this. PMI for January came in better than expected. Tuesday, not much. Wednesday, not really a lot. I mean, had PMI for Wednesday. Gasoline inventories, crude oil reports. Friday, nothing too crazy for the rest of the week. So, yeah, very interesting to see. QQQ down 1.3%. Just hit lows of 597.80. Let's see, how low can this go? Nice, like, double top, basically. It took a little while, but double top. Then it tried to do this, like, breakout thing right here and completely got rejected. I mean, technically, market from this high is down 7.5%. But if you look at from where, actual resistance is at 640-ish, it's down 6.5%. So selling pressure continues. 597.60. Yeah, selling off. Netflix is holding up pretty strong. Hood still continuing to sell off. Nvidia trying to hold around this level, which is interesting to see. Yeah, it looks like it could potentially bounce around 170s. Thing is, you don't want to get into too many positions, especially with like a day trading, swing trading account. Now, if you're a long-term investor or you have a separate account that has your long-term investments, or even the same account, I guess you could, it doesn't really matter. But if you're thinking of long-term investing, then some of these positions, some of these stocks are at a great level to buy. Nvidia warns Trump administration that China chip rule would wreck export plan. So that's not good for them. I watched a whole video last night about AMD and how they're doing really good, especially with their microchip development and stuff, to where it's cheaper than Nvidia. And if they have the same computing power basically, or just as good as Nvidia, then Nvidia would have to, lower their prices, which means they're not like supreme in the chip making department, and that could really hurt company morale. That could really hurt their share price, because if you're paying $1,000 for a microchip that AMD is selling for the same thing, they can lose a lot of their clients. AMD would begin to get a lot more sales, and Nvidia would definitely have to lower their prices, right? Not only that, you guys remember OpenAI? OpenAI was talking about how Nvidia, is it this one? Was it Open Door Technologies? If Open Door Technologies is the same as OpenAI, OpenAI stock. Could be wrong. OpenAI. Oh, is it still in the IPO phase? Yeah, it's still technically a OpenAI is currently a privately held company with plans for an IPO in late 2026, and it's valued at around $500 billion to $1 trillion. Now, what's crazy about OpenAI, which I couldn't pull up the share of it yet because there isn't one technically, so don't worry about open door technology, that's irrelevant. Nvidia, they said Nvidia was going to put like $100 billion into OpenAI. Now, OpenAI, when they get that investment, want to buy AMD microchips and potentially control 10% of AMD. So you think Nvidia would want to do that? Isn't that kind of like a slap in the face? That'd be like your favorite store giving you a credit card for, say, Walmart, because they want to encourage you to buy things at Walmart, and then you go and spend their money at Target. It's like, yo, man, I just gave you all this money and you're not even going to use it here. You're going to go somewhere else and use it. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. That is very interesting. But yeah, AMD could potentially be a good product. And share price, right? AMD, what was another one? Of course, Google. Now, Google's crazy. They beat their earnings, but they want to spend $180 billion on basically research and development, right? By putting more money into their CapEx, which could hurt their bottom line. I looked at their balance sheet and they had $10 million in debt. Was it 10 million or 10 billion? It was 10 something, right? 10 billion, we'll say, in debt, and they just added another 30. So now they're at 40 billion. By the end of 2026, they're going to be at 180 billion, 200 billion. So I mean, it's getting up there, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see how Google holds up. Andrew, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today? Tell you, Andrew is consistent. More selling pressure today, guys. We're just watching the market sell off. That's all we're doing the last 3 or 4 days. Now, I have traded MSTZ, right? We have traded this week. I haven't traded it today, and I'll probably just stay away from it today. As you can see, we trade this thing pretty much every day. We traded it yesterday. We traded it on Tuesday. We traded it on Monday. But man, I'm just from $17 to 25. That was a 49% profit in 3 days, shorting MSTR. So, if you're a day trader, that's great. Get in, get out, make your money and bounce. But sometimes, you really hurt yourself by not holding some of these positions overnight. Not hurt yourself, but you definitely miss out on a lot of these moves. MSTR down to 113 and dropping, guys. Would have loved to get in on this, even just as a day trade, from 23.27 to 25.74 right now. It's a 10% move. MSTZ's up 23% from yesterday. And on this small move here of 10%, up $2.48 a share. That's 250 bucks on 100 shares. So insane. MSTR does report their earnings today after close. So we will be going live at market close, and we're going to cover that for you guys. We're going to watch how the market reacts. We're going to watch to see how MSTR reacts to their earnings. Not only is MSTR reporting their earnings, but also Amazon, Irene, Roblox, Reddit, Affirm, Microchip, and Barrick Gold. So we'll cover all those in today's live stream at market close. So you guys get 2 live streams today. Get a live stream at market open and at market close today. So we'll be covering those. Bitcoin down to 68,000 now. Now, guys, I think Bitcoin can go down further. I think Bitcoin can go down to 60, test this moving average right there at 59. By the time it gets down to it, it'll probably be about 60. I even think it can get down to $30,000. But that's just me. That's just my opinion, and my opinion at the end of the day doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of where the market can go. And remember, Michael Saylor's average share price was at 76,000. 76,000 for MSTR. Okay? So now they're in the red. Officially in the red. Like, it's one thing to make $1 million in profit and then you go back to break even. Okay, so now you're not at any loss or any gain. But now he's actually at a loss. All right? He's at an extreme loss here. He's at an 11% loss on Bitcoin. Not looking good for MSTR, Michael Saylor, and all these other people. This is one reason why I didn't trade MSTR today, or MSTZ, of this initial little push to the moving average. And then of course I've been talking about other things, so it sold off. So be very careful with any of these companies today, guys. A lot of volatility. You don't want to get trapped in the wrong direction or stuck bag holding any positions. So just make sure you guys do your part by locking in profits, managing your risk, and at the end of the day, if you're still not comfortable, then maybe just skipping the day, maybe not trading at all. Sometimes taking no trade at all is the best trade you can take as a day trader. Saying no to more opportunities than yes. So I did buy some more shares at 81.40 on Netflix. Happy about that. I bought a few more shares of SoFi at $20. Honestly, considering buying some more at 19. Hood down to 75. I did buy a share pre-market. So again, just averaging down, bringing my cost average down on my swing trades. You can take a look at my positions: SoFi, AG&C, Netflix, and Hood. So just really doing my part by, buying the dip when it makes sense to me. On the 4 hour, like I see, been buying this dip, buying. Might buy a few more tomorrow or on Monday. Hood, same thing. Just consistently buying the dip down here. AG&C, adding into this. We're trying to build this up to 100 shares. I believe we're at 40 shares right now. Yeah. And then SoFi, same thing. Buying the dip, bringing my average down. So when these do begin to push up higher, we're going to see some amazing upward momentum, some amazing profits as these begin to push back up when the market begins to recover. So excited about all of this, guys. Not even sure why I had this here, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And honestly, we're going to get rid of a couple of these lines because now these lines aren't really relevant. 11.15 was a beautiful support level for AG&C, so I'm actually going to keep that one. But all these other ones, they're just crashing right below that line. How low can we go on some of these companies, right? Hood at 75, trying to hold around 75. SoFi at 19. So QQQ. I like that 600 support, but it broke right through it. We can see lows of 587, 590, 580 even. This thing can sell off pretty aggressively if it wants to. And honestly, why wouldn't it, right? We had previous resistance around 580. We had some support and support around 580. So we'll see. Bitcoin also selling off down to 68,000 now. So I'm loving it, guys. Some people are scared. It's going to inject fear into the market. But these are all great opportunities to make money. Whether you're day trading, swing trading, going long, shorting the market, There's always an opportunity to make some decent money here. And we're going to miss out on some moves. Think about it. If you're worried and you're getting emotional because you missed out on a trade, then don't even think about the hundreds, if not thousands, of trades that you also missed out on because you either weren't aware of them or you simply weren't looking at them or trading them. So don't ever get discouraged for missing out on an opportunity, because there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of opportunities in the market. So yeah, I guess that's where we're going to end this live stream. I didn't realize we've already been live for 51 minutes. That's insane. That is insane. I like trading in the morning with you guys. It's one of my favorite parts of the day. Besides, of course, drinking coffee with my wife and hanging out with her and hanging out with the kids. But this is one of my favorite parts of the day. Waking up, trading live, watching the market, talking stocks with you all. And yeah, time goes by so fast when you're having fun. So remember, guys, the market can do whatever it wants. Doesn't care about our feelings. All we can do is our part by managing risk, making sure that we're not holding too long on those losers, making sure we lock in profits. You know, what's worse than losing money is making a bunch of money and then giving it all back because we decided not to take profits. We thought we could make more money on it. So remember, trading is risky, and we all need to do our part by managing our risk. All right, so appreciate you guys' time. Smash that like button for me, and remember, let's do our part so we can end the year on a green note. All right, I'll see you later, team, for that live coverage on earnings at market close. So I'll see you at the end of the market day. Okay, we're gonna do some coverage on it. All right, have a great rest of your Thursday, guys, and we'll see you all later.